Okay, cheers.
Hello and welcome to episode 9 of the Ravishing podcast. We're talking through Jilly Cooper's Rutger Chronicles in order, one section at a time. We'll discuss the chaos, the drama, the sex and everything else that gets thrown in along the way. Just to clarify, we're not professionals or journalists, we just love the books, the Rutger world Jilly has created and love talking about them. You may already know the books well, you may never have read them and only heard about Jilly Cooper through the recent fabulous TV series Rivals on Disney+. Everyone is welcome here. I'm Lib, I'm relatively new to these books, and my mum Jan has known them for years.
For those newcomers who've only seen the new TV show, Riders is the first in the 11-book series and where we first meet Rupert Campbell Black. Rivals is the second book and we'll be moving on to that one soon. Each episode will talk through some of the key things that happen in the books. We'll also let you know which chapters we'll be covering, so if you haven't already read the books, you can read them alongside for the full experience. We really recommend you do, because if you don't, we can guarantee you'll be missing out on loads of Jilly's humour, storytelling and juicy bits, because we're just skimming through some of the key bits. We're here to analyse, or maybe over-analyse, with opinions, tangents and probably a lot of judgment, because these books deserve to be talked about. There will be swearing and there will be mentions of sex, because this is Jilly Cooper, and if we had to cut out the rude bits, there'd be nothing left to talk about. Today we'll be covering chapters 22 to 25, so if you're reading the books alongside, make sure you've read those chapters first. Before we get into it, how are you?
I'm good. The sun is shining today. We've got rosé.
Oh, yes.
We're happy. We're not outside, which I would like to be sat outside.
Too noisy.
We're kind of locked away in a little...
Too many birds.
A little attic room here. Right, let's get going. So last episode we talked about how Jake seems to be having the upper hand over Rupert at the moment, and the fact that neither of them seem to be against employing dirty tactics to get one up on each other. So now Helen has had her baby. It's a boy named Marcus, and she's found something new to throw herself into entirely, which is this new baby. And she's also, through kind of the hospital, she's made this friend called Hillary. And Hillary is a passionate, braless feminist who's constantly telling Helen she should leave Rupert. I think we know the type, don't we, just from that. And things between Helen and Rupert at the moment seem to be worse than ever. Why do we... I mean, they've just had a baby, so things should be great, shouldn't they, really? But they're not.
Well, I mean, they're such opposites, though, aren't they? I mean, a baby was never going to mend that.
No. And we said that, didn't we?
Yeah.
That babies don't fix things, and it definitely wouldn't in this case.
I mean, Rupert's just far too selfish anyway, isn't he? To even invest time in a relationship, and he's definitely not the sort to be besotted by a baby.
No.
And
Helen is. She is absolutely besotted by Marcus, isn't she?
She is. Well, it's first baby.
Yeah.
So it's inevitable.
Yeah, it is.
Well, any baby you'd be besotted by, just not if you're Rupert.
Do we think this new friend Hillary could be having an effect on their relationship? Because she's quite passionately against Rupert.
Yeah, I mean, Helen's a bit... She hasn't really got any friends, has she? So
no, she doesn't.
She's got this friend Hillary, and she's sort of nagging away in her ear. So you know, it can't help to sort of have some kind of impact on Helen, I think.
It definitely doesn't help, does it?
Yeah.
We're catching a little case of Olympic fever now. And the potential picks for the Olympic team have been announced, and those on the list should make sure they're ready to compete in the upcoming Olympic trials. So they're going to do kind of like a short list of who's potentially going to be selected, and then they'll do the trials, and then someone will be selected after that. So we're very much in the run up to the Olympics here, and it's all very exciting. Obviously, our 3 main stars are on the list. It's Jake, Rupert and Billy. Wouldn't be much fun if they weren't, would it? And although Rupert could do with some more horses, everyone seems to be doing quite well at the moment. So do we think they're all going to make it onto the team?
I mean, Rupert's supposed to have lots of horses in his stables, so I find it a bit unbelievable that only a couple of them are good enough, so that there's a doubt about him being there because his horse isn't up to scratch at the minute.
Yeah.
I find that a bit... But anyway...
I think because he's only got a couple, he's using them all the time, so then people are like, oh, They might be getting a bit tired, a bit overworked.
Yeah, possibly.
Because I think they generally say 3, or in the books they say you want like 3 top class horses if you're going to be competing all the time, especially like for the Olympics. So I think they only get to take 1 to the Olympics. They pick a rider and a horse.
And he's not one to rest his horses like Jake does, is he?
No. Well, also he's got to keep making money, hasn't he? Because he's got a big empire to carry on supporting.
Yep.
That's really only supported by him winning, isn't it? So Jake seems to be a cert for the Olympic team, but the day before Crittenden, which is kind of like, we've talked about this before, I don't know if it's real or not.
I don't think it exists.
But it seems to be quite a big fixture in the show jumping calendar. In this kind of world. So this is a big one. The day before, he sees a mizzled thrush, which is a bird. And according to him, it's an omen of death. So he's thinking, oh dear, this is not going to go well. Something's going to happen. And unfortunately, something does happen. And the mood's going to be brought down a little bit here. So the conditions are quite bad. Crittenden and all the riders are complaining, but because it's like an Olympic trial, they're like, no, you've got to carry on because we need to know who's going to be in the team. We need a result. Sailor, Jake's horse, puts in an absolutely heroic effort and Jake wins the competition, but just at the end of the round, Sailor collapses and dies. And it's so sad.
It was devastating.
I cried. I fully cried when I read it for the first time, completely.
Because you're so invested in what they're doing, and you sort of feel like you're there, and then suddenly she throws that one in. Yeah. And I mean, why did Jilly have to kill him off? I mean, we've all grown to love him so much.
I don't know.
But yeah, it was devastating. And I was so angry that the Olympic Committee had made them jump, even in that bad weather. I mean, I know we've been to watch the horse trials at Chatsworth a few times. They've cancelled the show jumping because the ground's been a bit wet.
Yeah.
Maybe the rules have changed.
Well, this is the 70s.
Yeah. And I mean, in a situation like that, I'm just hopeless with animals. I mean, that's why I can't have any more dogs. It's just too sad.
Yeah, it is so sad. Especially in a book, I care more about if something happens to an animal than a person.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting it at all. I really wasn't expecting it to happen.
And why did it have to happen?
No, I don't know. And I cried so much, and then I think it took me a few days before I could actually pick the book back up again and carry on. But not today, because we're carrying straight on.
Yes, we're moving straight on. Sorry, Sailor.
I know. We're not going to let the mood be dragged down for too long. So everybody's devastated. Obviously, we're devastated. Everyone watching is devastated. And obviously, most of all, Jake is inconsolable. And to add insult to injury, do you remember that horse Revenge that Rupert wanted as well? Jake snuck in and got him with the help of the Colonel. The Colonel has decided to sell Revenge to Rupert. So a couple of days after losing one of his top horses, he then loses his other top horse and he's left with nothing.
I mean, Jilly, why? Why does she give us all this despair?
Yeah.
And poor Jake and Fen as well. I mean, it's just two disasters.
Yeah.
One after the other. It's just too much. And then the Colonel and Rupert are as bad as each other. I mean, if the Colonel and Molly think that Rupert will still be fawning all over them once he's got the horse that he wants, I mean, they're mistaken. I mean,
sorely mistaken.
Yeah, she just wanted. I think she wanted to sell him to Rupert because she wanted to be around Rupert rather than around Jake. But
she got a bit dazzled, didn't she? And then she thought, because obviously they're going to the shows as owners, and she likes that whole thing. And I think she thought she'd be able to carry on doing that.
As an unowner.
But they're not owners. They've sold the horse. So obviously not.
Oh, dear.
So he's lost 2 horses. He's lost his only 2 horses. And he's been left with no more top-class horses. He's out. He cannot compete in the Olympics anymore.
No.
And that's it. And it's sad, isn't it? It's a sad moment.
It is. I mean, it's all too much, really. And do you think Jilly actually hates Jake and wants to make him thoroughly miserable?
I do wonder why she does that. I don't know.
Is it to keep him out of the way for a bit, or to get him on. Well, he's already been rock bottom a few times, so he doesn't need rock bottom again to kind of prove that he can.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't it does boost our sympathy for him, but I don't think our sympathy needed to be boosted for him.
No,
because I think plenty of people were already in his corner before this happened, and then I think Rupert beating Jake would have been just enough of a Rupert still top dog without any of this, you know?
Yep.
And it's really sad. And I can't think why, plot-wise, she would have done it. Maybe, because obviously, spoiler alert, we get the next Olympics.
He's got to get another horse, hasn't he?
So maybe she's kind of building the tension for the next Olympics, because now we're thinking, well, is he going to be able to bounce back? Will everybody who's in the race right now still be on top form by the time the next Olympics comes around? Is she building the tension even more? Because if Jake had been to this Olympics, maybe we wouldn't care quite so much about the next one. Because maybe she's making it a bigger deal. You just think she did not need to do that.
No, she doesn't. She doesn't. We want Sailor back.
We do.
I'm not bothered about revenge. I mean, he didn't really need Colonel Carter and Molly breathing down his neck. No. That's fine. But he could have carried on with Sailor and then looked for another horse. But now, like you say, he's got two. Gone. That's it.
I am quite glad that he doesn't have to deal with the Colonel and Molly anymore. I'm glad there's not that kind of connection. Yeah,
because you always felt that they were going to do something that would kind of knock him sideways. Well, they have.
They have, yeah.
But then they've shot themselves in the foot, haven't they, as well? Because the reason they really liked it was because they were owners.
Yeah.
And now they've sold it, and I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know,
Moving swiftly on. So, naturally, Rupert does not feel bad for Jake at all. I mean,
course not.
Rupert hates Jake, and now he doesn't even have to pretend to be on the same team as him when they go to the Olympics. Yep. So he's quite happy. And he also doesn't get attached to his horses in the same way as Jake. But I do want to point out here that he does get attached to his horses, just not in the same way.
Yeah. I mean, obviously he would be sad if one of his horses died. But like you say, they are something that he trains to perform.
Yeah.
And if they're not performing, he doesn't have any qualms about selling them on or starting work on something else. He's not as attached as Jake. He seems to invest so much more, doesn't he?
But
which is best.
Which is best. Could say that Rupert's being more practical and more business minded and in many ways more sensible than Jake, couldn't you, in this situation? But I do think we would both be Jakes, wouldn't we?
Yeah, I think so. It's probably not very healthy when you're running a business.
No, we'd be terrible at running a business. So Rupert's received a lot of negative press for what's happened, but it's all just kind of water off a duck's back. What's the phrase? He's Teflon, nothing sticks to him, does it?
Yep.
He gets away with whatever he wants. And he and Revenge are actually getting on incredibly well. And Revenge actually seems to be a much better horse with Rupert riding him than Jake. I think because Rupert's willing to push him a little bit more, so he's kind of showing his full potential, whereas Jake was more concerned about bringing him on slowly.
Yeah, but if it hadn't been for Jake and all his hard work to make Revenge the horse that he is, which is a fabulous horse, then Rupert wouldn't have been able to come along and reap all the benefits, would he?
Very true.
Go Jake.
Go Jake. He's still winning. So while Rupert and Revenge are getting on very well, Rupert and Helen are not getting on very well at all. Helen calls Rupert in a panic over Marcus being ill while Rupert's away competing in Europe. And he rushes straight home, gets like a private jet or something probably, and rushes straight home and finds out that Marcus wasn't very ill at all and it was actually really minor. And he's absolutely livid with Helen and obviously goes straight back to carry on his competition that he left for, in his mind, absolutely no reason. And I think this is where we first start to get this kind of presented the idea that Rupert thinks that Helen's kind of ruining Marcus in a way. That's quite a harsh word, but do you know what I mean? Like, her nerviness and stuff is making him a bit of a sickly child.
Yeah. Well, he does have some kind of
asthma.
Yeah, he's got asthma, hasn't he? Which, I mean, it's scary trying to care for a new baby. Absolutely. It's terrifying, especially the first. And Helen, she's pretty much alone.
Yeah.
You know, so she's got no family support there.
No.
So having a baby that's got asthma and any tiny little thing that goes wrong, it's going to be magnified because she's not got anybody to kind of talk to about it or support her.
Yeah.
But having said that, her nerves and uptightness generally don't help.
No.
And Rupert does nothing to help the situation either.
Yeah.
He just shouts at her and makes it worse. So, I don't know, it's a vicious circle, isn't it?
It's a tricky one because I sort of in a way agree with both of them and think that they both need to do better. Like, I can see why Rupert... I mean, we're brushed over the fact that he rushed straight home. He left halfway through a show, a competition, rushed straight home because he thought that Marcus was really ill, and he deserves some credit for doing that. And I can see why he would then be annoyed because he's like, this is really important, this is an Olympic trial and I've left for no reason. But then I can see how Helen, with no kind of family support or anything like that,
an experience of the baby, didn't he have colic or something like that, which is quite common in babies. So, but she wouldn't have known that. And she would have thought, oh, you see the asthma, he can't breathe. And,
stressful situation for him, isn't it? But they both need to do better.
Talking about babies and newborns. So what does your generation feel about parenting? I mean, is 50-50 expected?
I would say so. For me, anyway, but I don't know if I'm quite representative of everyone else. But I think it is quite 50-50 nowadays. I think there's still that kind of notion that when the dad looks after the kid, it's babysitting, and when the mum looks after the kid, it's parenting. It's still kind of a notion that's flying around. And it's going to take a long time for stuff like that to go away, isn't it? I mean, that's just insane, isn't it? It's so unfair.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, when you were little, it was definitely 50-50 with us. But then Dad worked for himself, so that was easier.
It made sense
and we
for
could
Dad
split
to be
things.
the one that looked after me in the morning and took me to school because you had to go to work. So
and then
that
I
you
picked
could pick me up. It made sense.
So it is tricky, isn't it? And I suppose maybe employers, it's down to how good the employers are as to where, you know, it's all right for the man to think, no, I want to be as involved. But the employer might not be as lenient thinking.
I don't know what the
towards men as they are to mothers.
I don't know what the rules are in terms of maternity and paternity leave. I don't know if they're the same anymore.
I don't think. No, they're not the same. No. But I think that paternity leave is definitely a thing now. Whereas it wasn't when you were younger.
And I think it's more than it used to be as well. But I would prefer it if it was even. I think that's only fair, really. And you know, what happens if you've got two fathers?
True.
And they don't get enough time to look after a new baby.
And it's not like the olden days when it was like the man was the breadwinner. And it's not like that now, is it?
So they do earn more than us, but...
Really?
Still. No. Unfortunately.
I suppose it depends what job you do
it's
as
more
to whether...
Of, on average, rather than...
Yeah, but it depends on what job you do. Then there's a standard. If you go into a job that has a standard wage for the grade, it's regardless of men or women. But then I suppose if it's one of those organisations where nobody knows what anybody's earning, I could imagine that it would favour the men more
I think
than the
it's
women.
also based on kind of average wage as well, in terms of men are more likely to be in higher paying positions, higher powered positions.
God.
Yeah.
When
I don't know why, because they're stupid. So.
All of them.
All the ones I've met. No, that's a joke. Or is it? Right, where were we? Rupert goes back.
To the competition.
He's rushed home. Marcus is fine, so he's gone back to the competition. And now he's done really well, and it looks certain that he's going to be on the Olympic team. And straight away, he calls Helen, not to say, well, he does obviously say, I won, But also, first thing he says, how's Marcus doing?
Yeah.
Which you've got to respect that, you know? And I don't think Helen does. And she also doesn't care at all that he's going to be on the Olympic team, which is such an incredible achievement. And it really winds me up that she's just not bothered. And I mean, I can understand her being so wrapped up in her own stuff that's going on.
She's probably still kind of seething a bit from... He flew back to see Marcus, found out everything was okay, shouted at her and zoomed off again.
Yeah.
And then he rings up, I won. Oh, great.
Yeah.
Well, aren't you marvellous? you know, you can kind of see the situation,
I can absolutely
can't you?
see it. I think I probably would do a similar thing, but not with something as important as the Olympics. Like, this is the Olympics.
Is pinnacle of the career.
Yeah, you don't get to do this very often in your career, you know, and I wish she was more... proud of him. So both Rupert and Billy have been selected to go to the Olympics. So they're on the team. Unfortunately, obviously, Jake is not, but Rupert and Billy are. And we're very happy for them.
Oh, we're definitely happy. I mean, they've worked so hard to get there, so yeah.
They have, and they deserve it, don't they?
Perfect.
So it's the Columbia Olympics. So Billy tries to convince Helen to go with them to support Rupert, but she will absolutely not be persuaded.
Well, I kind of sympathise with her there, because I mean, Colombia, it's going to be hot, isn't it, in the summer?
Yeah.
So you're there with a newborn baby in that heat, but also you kind of, I mean, I'm not an Olympics expert, but you hear about how they get kind of sectioned off, and they can't sort of necessarily. They're in kind of Olympic quarters, aren't they? And they're not necessarily living with their families while they're there. You don't have to live
in the Olympic Village,
don't you? I thought
no.
Oh right.
But obviously, for the experience, you would want to, wouldn't you? But if it was me, I would want my family to be there to support me, even if they couldn't stay with me. I'd be like, this is huge for me. I'd want you to be there to support me. And I do think Helen should be there to support Rupert. And the fact that she's not going feels quite a bad sign for their relationship.
Yeah, because I would have imagined Melise and others on the Olympic committee, or the British committee, would make sure that she had facilities and everything was okay as far as the baby was concerned. You would think that. It's not that she's just going to turn up and think, how am I going to manage this by myself? But I can see it from her. I can see both sides, really. I can see her reluctance, while I can also think, oh, go on, it'll be good.
Yeah. She should have gone, because it'd be so much fun as well. Let's talk about Olympic kind of atmosphere, I guess, because obviously nowadays it's so much fun. I love it when the Olympics are on, summer and winter.
Oh, I love the Winter Olympics.
It's so much fun, isn't it?
Yeah.
And there's such a buzz about it. But I wonder what it used to be like. Obviously, this is the 70s, but just any kind of insight on what is it different?
No, I mean, as far as I can remember, the Olympics have always been a big deal.
Yeah.
They've always got sporting heroes at any of the events.
Yeah.
It might change from year to year, from Olympic to Olympic, as to who are our big heroes, which sport. But yeah, I think and I suppose the difference now is that it's on TV all the time.
Yeah.
You can watch anything you want.
There's so many channels, isn't there? So you can watch anything.
And you can rewatch stuff. If you've missed it during the day, you can sit and watch all and catch up on all of that. Whereas years ago, it used to all just be on the BBC, and that was it. And you had to actually be not working and able to watch it as it happened, depending on what country it was in, or watch the Olympic kind of roundup in the evening. But then you were only watching what they wanted to show you, that were the highlights. So if there was a particular sport you liked that didn't get a lot of attention, it would be hard to kind of watch it.
Did that kind of make it more exciting or less exciting, do you think?
We had nothing to compare it with. We didn't know what we've got now.
Yeah.
So it just, anything was exciting.
Yeah.
It was good. If you're interested in the sports, but then you would have to sit through the boring bits that you didn't like to get to the bit that's coming up. So yeah, in that respect it's changed. But I don't think that all the buzz about the Olympics and the excitement, that's not changed. Yeah.
And it is exciting, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
And with or without Helen in tow, our British team have done their country proud. And
Yay!
they've won the team silver medal. And they are so happy.
And so they should be.
Yeah.
You mean, you're competing against the best of the best from all around the world.
Yeah.
So if you win, gold, silver or bronze, it doesn't... In fact, even if you get there, even if you're picked for the
Just
team,
to go.
it's brilliant.
Yeah,
to represent
not
your
everybody
country.
gets to go. And in
yeah.
this situation, I mean, you've got a whole country's worth of show jumpers.
Yep.
And only 5, I think, get chosen to go.
Yep.
So that in itself is a huge achievement. Not wanting to be around for all of this Olympic mania that he's missing out on, Jake has taken off to the Middle East because he has gone in search of Macaulay. Do you remember Macaulay, the horse?
Oh, the horse, yes.
That Rupert bought on his first date with Helen.
Was that the one he bought from the army? Was it an ex?
Yes.
Yeah, when he went to the barracks. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And named after Helen.
Yeah.
Who was then sold on. So Jake's kind of managed to track the horse down to the Middle East, and he's gone out and he's looking for Macaulay. With the help of an animal rights activist that he meets, he manages to find the horse in quite a sorry state, and he rescues him, brings him back to England, and he's saved Macaulay, and it looks like he's going to train him back up to be a top-class horse again. What do we think about that?
Well, I mean, it's good.
Moving on.
Moving on. No, because he knows Macaulay was a really good horse.
Yeah.
And so if he could find out where it had gone to, he could get it for cheap.
Yeah.
And he could build it back up again. It's just quite sad and unfortunate that it was found in the circumstances it was.
Yeah.
But, good on him.
What do we think could happen when Jake kind of debuts this new horse that turns out to be Macaulay? I mean, what kind of repercussions do you think that could have on Rupert? Because I'm pretty sure Rupert said the horse had died, or told Helen that the horse had died because he didn't want to tell her that he'd sold it.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Because Macaulay was the only horse of Rupert's that Helen actually cared about.
Yeah, because it was called after her.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's obviously going to have some kind of issues because it's a horse that Rupert had decided to get rid of.
Yeah.
And suddenly it's going to be out there and everybody will see it. But I don't think Jake is doing anything to get back at Rupert and make him look foolish.
I mean, if he wanted to save a horse, he could have saved any horse, couldn't he? Didn't have to be this specific one.
Yeah, but he knew this was a good horse.
Yeah, he knows that it's a good horse. But there's nothing to say that he could be a good horse again.
No, true. But also, Jake's played fair so far, and where's that got him?
Well,
But
yeah.
I can't help thinking that he's not as evil as you think he is.
Of course you say that.
I know.
I think your opinion's going to change
Okay.
the further we get through this book. Right, we're going to take a quick break because we need to top up our glasses. But before we go...
It's the ravishing quote quiz!
Yay!
Oh, dear.
Afterwards, we're going to move on to everything post-Olympic. But for now, we're still talking about the Olympics.
Okay.
I know it's been a little while, but obviously this year was an Olympic year. Winter Olympics.
Winters, yep.
Which we both enjoyed so much.
Loved it.
We talked about that. And this quiz installment is in honour of team uniforms.
Okay.
Do you remember when we were watching
the opening ceremony?
Do you remember any of the... Because we... Drink responsibly, please. We played a drinking game when we were watching the opening ceremony. And it got a little bit... We got carried away, didn't we? Do you remember any of the things that we drank for when we saw it? It was like, if you see this, you have to drink. Or not have to. You can if you want to.
I cannot remember any.
So it started off quite sensible. It was like it's people wearing gloves or something like that. And then it turned into like, oh, if they're holding a flag.
Oh, we'd like if they did a little dance.
We liked it if
Yeah,
they did
we
a
like
little
that.
dance.
Yeah.
Yeah. people being on each other's shoulders and all that. No,
taking photographs. That was one.
Photos.
If they were taking photographs when they were going along, we like that. Drink.
So this one will be about the team uniform for the British Olympic team in Jilly Cooper land. More specifically, Rupert's opinions on the uniform. So I'm going to give you a quote and I want you to finish the quote.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's just one word.
Okay.
So Rupert says, "I'm not going to wear a boating jacket with a badge on, and these trousers make us look like..." What?
Oh no.
Have a think.
No, I can tell you now, I can't remember.
No idea. What kind of things do you think it could be? These trousers make us look like...
Well, they're probably not very good quality. I mean, that was the 70s, wasn't it? They're probably crimply or something. Whereas
and they're
now
wearing little boating jackets.
Yeah. Now they get
smart.
Designers doing all the...
Oh, they do all sorts of crazy stuff.
But I can't imagine they were brilliant in the 70s.
Go on, throw out some suggestions.
These trousers make us look... common. I don't know. Cheap. Like office workers. I don't know.
Well, I will tell you after the break.
Oh, okay.
Welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. So, the quiz. I gave you a quote and I wanted you to finish it, okay? So I'll read it out again.
I can tell you now, I don't know it, so you might as well just tell us.
Should I just read the whole thing?
Yeah, go on.
"I'm not going to wear a boating jacket with a badge on, and these trousers make us look like wombles."
Wombles? Wombles? Wombles didn't wear trousers.
I've written down here, I think Jilly Cooper must have loved the wombles just as much as you do.
Oh dear. Oh no. I would never have got that. It's not stuck in my mind.
Trousers.
No, they don't.
Or boating jackets.
No. Well, they do wear hats, but
I don't know.
Yeah.
They all apparently they look like wombles.
No,
I think that's
never
quite
in a
sweet.
million years would I have got.
Right, back to the story. So the British team have returned from Colombia with their silver medal and they were given a hero's welcome at the airport. And when they finally reach Penscombe, there's this kind of huge celebration going on, ready to welcome them
All the crowds
home.
have come out.
And it's so nice. So they're obviously in the horse box, and then they start seeing all these people down the edges of the road, like waving at them, people beeping their horns and everything. And they're seeing, I guess, like bunting up and stuff like that. So they
welcoming the heroes home.
They decide to get the horses out of the trailer and ride the horses into town, and there's this huge celebration going on waiting for them. There's like a brass band and everything, and it's so nice, isn't it?
It is, it's lovely that
and
they
they're
did
just
that.
kind of, they're given this hero's welcome. Their village is so proud of their two Olympic heroes, and it's really sweet, and they both kind of just have quite an emotional moment, as you would.
Yep.
Getting that kind of a
because it's all right being there, isn't it, in the Olympics, where there's this whole buzz and everybody's fired up and excited, and the winners, you're with your teammates and all of that, and then you come home. It could easily kind of go flat, but to come home to that, it's amazing. Yeah.
And you're caught up in the atmosphere over there, but when you see that it's actually everyone at home is watching
back,
it's quite a big moment, isn't it? And Helen's obviously been kind of swept away with all of this as well, and she seems to have realised the enormity of what Rupert's done, and she's there waiting for him. And Rupert jumps straight off the horse. She's got Marcus in her arms. He jumps straight off the horse, and he goes. He embraces her. He kisses her, and it's just this kind of picture perfect moment. And obviously the press are all over it. And they're kind of the star couple once more. Did we think that was going to happen? I mean, every time I say this could be the end, and then it isn't.
I mean, I'm not unhappy about it. I think it's brilliant. So maybe being apart really helped. I don't know. But do we, is this it? Are they going to be happy together forever?
Yeah.
Well, they both mean well, don't they? They really do. I think they're both trying in their own way, but...
Well, if they weren't trying as hard as they are, they wouldn't be together anymore,
No.
would they? They clearly are both trying for whatever reason.
But I just wonder, how long can they keep it up?
Yeah.
It's all right trying and everything's fantastic, and then it
Yeah.
all falls apart again. And then they're fantastic again. I mean, how long can you live like that?
I mean, we've been going on this roller coaster with them since day one, really, haven't we?
Yep.
Before they even got married, it's been up and down, massive
I
fight.
suppose some people thrive on that, don't they?
They do. Some people like
I
it.
can imagine Rupert would, but I don't know about Helen.
No, I don't think Helen's the kind of person to be
No.
kind of wanting that sort of a
I
relationship.
don't think so.
But there you go. This is what's happening. So Rupert and Helen, they're all made up again, and they decide this time they're going to give it a good go. Obviously, do we think it's for good? I don't know. I think I've seen this too many times to think that it's really for good. And every time I want it to be, but it's like my better judgment is saying it's not.
Yeah, I'm not convinced.
No.
So
we're going to switch over to Billy for a little bit now. Yay. He's feeling a little bit kind of anticlimactic about the whole thing because the Olympics was obviously such an exciting moment, and coming home to this huge reception was amazing for him. And then it's kind of like the day after, you're like, oh, what now? You know? And he can't stop thinking about this girl that he met in the pub just before he flew out to Colombia. She's kind of like on his mind, and he's just wishing he had a woman in his life to share his successes.
I can't believe he hasn't.
Has Helen. I can't believe he hasn't. But then also, being next to Rupert, we've talked about this before, he doesn't have the best image of himself for a start, and also Rupert probably soaking up all the attention.
Yeah, but he
There's
doesn't
not much left
always
for
go
Billy.
out with Rupert, does he?
No.
I don't know. I would have thought he would have had somebody, but
Yeah.
no.
Well, are we ready to see him have his happy ending? We'd
Yes.
definitely like to see it, wouldn't we?
We are definitely ready.
So his secretary tells him that there's a reporter coming called Jamie Henderson who's going to be interviewing him. And Rupert and Helen are like, oh, we'll go out for lunch. Like, we're going to go for a day out. You've got the house to yourself for this interview. And Billy's not really looking forward to it. But it's a gorgeous hot day. So he's like, oh, make the most of it. He makes a jug of Pimm's, sits down in the sun, waits for the door to ring. And instead of seeing the reporter, Jamie Henderson, at the door, he sees the girl from the pub.
Ooh, imagine.
That he couldn't stop thinking about. And she's actually Janey Henderson. Not a man like he was expecting, but a beautiful woman.
So she misheard on the phone.
Yeah, the secretary just wrote it down wrong. So let's talk about Janey. Potentially a spoiler alert at this point, but she's quite a big character in the story.
Yes.
Okay, so let's talk about her. She was always encouraged to have a career by her parents, never taught to do housework. She has a strong sex drive, which usually gets her into trouble. And she's used to being treated like a princess, always walking away from relationships before they have the chance to become real. Mm-hmm. She's a good writer, journalist, but she doesn't necessarily work hard enough. And she's finally decided that it might be time to get herself a wealthy husband so she can calm down a little. So what are we thinking?
She's not right for Billy, that's what I'm thinking.
I mean, from this description, she is not right for Billy, is she?
No.
At all. But she seems, the more we see of her, she seems quite sweet and fun. She's nice.
Yeah, I mean, when I say she's not right for Billy, I mean, she's not right for a long-term relationship for Billy. But if he wants to have some fun, I think they'll be perfect for each other. But I just want him to do better.
Yeah. You want him to be with somebody
who cares about him.
Yeah, somebody perfect. Like, I feel like he deserves it. And from this description that Jilly has given us, it's kind of edged, isn't it? The way it's kind of written is not very nice. You kind of get the sense that it's not a very nice description. It's kind of like saying good things, but backhanded.
Yeah, but when Jilly was a journalist,
Yeah.
And when you think this is
Could
the
be based on
70s,
someone she knows.
yeah, it could be. And it's the 70s, and this Janey has actually got a name for herself as being a good writer. So she must be quite tough because it's a very male orientated world back in the 70s, doing journalism, and for her to be so well respected in that way, she's quite tough, isn't she? I think, and gets what she wants, knows what she wants, goes out, gets it.
Yeah. And she's not afraid to kind of sort of do whatever it takes to get what she wants.
No, and she's done that quite a lot.
Yeah.
And,
which is the reason she's in the position that she's in.
Yeah. Which, would that be the same for a man? No, they probably wouldn't have to work that hard or do all the things that she's done.
No. So you've got to respect her for being able to have a successful career.
You do.
In this time period.
And I do respect her, but I think that makes her a certain kind of person.
Yeah.
She's not a Lavinia, is she?
No.
She's not a little miss, all sweet and loving her horses. She's the exact polar opposite.
Yeah.
Whereas he needs somebody kind of in the middle.
Yeah. But then, she's got this kind of fending for herself type thing, but she's also got this always been protected by somebody thing as well. Like, she's always had her parents to fall back on.
Yeah, or some rich guy
or some
she
rich
was seeing.
man.
Yeah.
So it's like, on the one hand, you're like, yeah, she's fought hard, she fends for herself, she's built herself a career. And then on the other hand, you're like, oh, but whenever she was running out of money, somebody just gave her some more.
Yeah.
So
it's not
quite sure what to make of her, really.
Not at the minute, other than to be a bit wary.
Yeah. So let's talk about how you picture her.
Uh-huh.
So I am aware that I have the wrong image in my head, but it was from the very first description of her, and it's just stuck. Jilly Cooper, everybody is really tanned because it's the 70s and nobody wore sunscreen and everybody wanted to have a tan. So she says that her skin is brown, which I can see she means deeply tanned, and that she has this wild mane of like curly hair. So I see her like Scary Spice.
Oh, no. The girl who played her in the TV programme, I thought she was really good. She had that she was very attractive, very sexy, but she didn't necessarily have this wild mane of hair.
No.
But so it's like, I don't see her as exactly like that, but I do imagine this kind of long, not hippie-ish hair, but that kind of thing. And
I think it's quite curly, isn't it?
Yeah, I think she's quite exotic and quite commanding, if you like, and she's confident and
attention-grabbing sort of look, rather than just looking good, but like everyone else, she's got a bit of a different
she has
sort
got
of
an
look.
oomph. Yeah.
But I've never been able to get
not Scary Spice.
the image of Scary Spice out of my head, and
well, that's fine.
And that's who she is to me, unfortunately.
Well, she's attractive and lovely, so why not? Yeah.
She said brown skin and wild curly.
So that was it.
Hair,
you were lost.
Yeah. I didn't even try to think of that. It just popped into my head, and then I was like, oh, well, it's stuck now.
Well, you see, Scary Spice didn't exist when I read the book.
So over the course of this interview, which turns out to just kind of be more of a date than an interview, they chat and they flirt, or rather Janey flirts at Billy, and they drink rather a lot as the afternoon wears on. Janey ends up putting away her notebook.
Uh-oh.
And she says, show me this secret clearing in the woods that you've been talking about. And then things get steamy.
Oh.
And we have the infamous grass scene. Should we talk about it?
Oh. It gave me the ick when
Yeah,
I read it. And,
it's not
all I
nice.
could think about was, oh, what if there's bugs or insects in that grass? Oh, no.
So this is... Has Dad read the books? Or is he... Because this is something that Dad's obsessed with.
He remembered it.
It didn't
No, he hasn't
necessarily
read the
stick in
book.
my mind.
I think he was going out with somebody at the time that had read the book or was reading the book. and
told him.
Yeah.
Because he talks about it a lot.
Said, "Oh, the grass scene."
Yeah.
That's all I can remember.
It's not very memorable to me. It didn't really like stand out in my mind, but it does for him. It's not very nice, is it? And you're just thinking, oh, unhygienic.
No, I know.
And if you want to know what we're talking about,
you've got to
you're
read
gonna have to read the book.
It's in what is it? Chapter 22 to 25.
Yeah, between 22
somewhere,
and 25.
Somewhere in there.
It's probably 23 or 24. Is it romantic? Is this a romantic moment?
No.
I think to Billy it's incredibly romantic. But to us, it doesn't feel right.
No.
Because Billy seems so sweet, and this was not a very sweet thing.
No. I mean, the whole thing was lovely, going out to the woods and by the river and all of that.
And she gets, like, stung by nettles, and he tries to look after her.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot that goes on. And it, yeah, but that, oh.
No. So are we happy about this development between Janey and Billy?
Like I say, for a fling, yeah, it's fine.
I feel happy that Billy's happy.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's right.
No. And will he stay happy? Don't know.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Well, we'll have to wait and see. And let's just talk about something that Jilly Cooper reveals for us during this moment in the clearing in the woods, that Billy has a hairy chest.
No! You see, there's some details that you can think, no, I'm not going for that one. And so I ignore that. Yeah.
I don't picture him with a hairy chest. Absolutely no, thank you. Have we talked about this before?
We have talked about hairy chests, yeah.
So the listeners will know we do not like hairy chests, hairy backs, none of it.
No.
We've talked about a man waxing and shaving as well, haven't we?
And that, I don't mind. It's okay. If it's okay for women, why not men?
Yeah. I told Cam to shave his chest this morning.
Did you?
Yeah.
What did he say?
He went and did it.
He's not really under the thumb, honest. I mean, I love a well-groomed man who takes care of himself, who takes pride in, obviously somebody with a hairy chest might be very proud of it. That's fine, if that's your thing.
If you like it, go for it.
But if a man wants to shave or wax his back, shave his chest, whatever, it shouldn't be. Oh
no, because some people see it as like, it's a bit feminine. Isn't it?
And it shouldn't be. Why not? Why go for it?
And who said it's feminine to shave anyway?
Yeah, no, we're not into that. No,
we do
equality for everybody.
I do shave my legs and my arms and my armpits though, but yeah, no, because I choose to.
Yeah, not because you feel you should.
No.
Yeah.
And I would never do that because I feel like I should. Anyone's allowed to have whatever body hair they feel like they want, aren't they?
Yep.
And somehow, back to Billy and Janey, somehow they have the energy to go again when they get back to the house. And Billy is just he's on cloud 9, isn't he? He's just so happy. Unfortunately, he's off travelling, competing again the next day. So they're not going to see each other for a little while. And he just cannot stop thinking about her. And Rupert seems a little bit sceptical. He's like, she's a reporter. She probably only did it for the story. I mean, I kind of interpreted that sort of as not Rupert being negative about Billy being happy, but more he's trying to protect Billy's feelings, stop him getting too attached.
Yeah, I think that because he doesn't really think very highly of journalists, does he?
No.
So, he doesn't know Janey yet, so he doesn't know if she's genuine or not.
Yeah. Nevertheless, despite everything Rupert's saying, Billy cannot stop thinking about her. And when the article that she writes about him finally comes out, it is incredibly complimentary. And he's like, she feels the same way. And he straight away goes to see her. But she's in sort of messy writer mode, trying to finish a piece. She hasn't tidied her flat. She hasn't washed for a few days. And she was planning to get herself all sort of preened and ready when they were supposed to see each other. I can't remember when. So she's been caught off guard. And she's quite offish with him. And he kind of walks away thinking, but she wrote this article and she was so sweet and complimentary about me, and now I've gone to see her and she sent me away.
Yeah.
And he's very confused, and obviously it's not a rejection. She just didn't want him to see her.
Yeah.
In such, like, her house was so dirty, she was so, like, unput together. And I can sympathise with that, but also it's like, it feels like a bit of a bad sign. She's being very vain.
Well, you see, in a kind of mixed up way, she doesn't want to scare him off. She doesn't want him to see the mess she's in or the mess the house is in.
But that's her, isn't it?
And so she thinks, no, he'll be scared off me if he sees that. But she doesn't realise she's scared him off anyway.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I suppose it's a normal part of, especially at the start of a relationship, you want to make a good impression. So you wouldn't want the first time he came round to your house to see it in an absolute tip.
Yeah.
Dirty ashtrays everywhere and not washed up for days, and you're in a real state. Yeah. So I can see both sides.
You wouldn't want him to think, like, oh, is this how she lives all the time?
No.
But, you know.
But she could have explained that. She could have said, look, this is the situation. I'm happy for you to come in, but you be prepared.
Because she's got a very valid excuse.
Yeah.
She's trying to finish this piece. Like, she's writing away. Yeah. You know,
and do you think Billy would have noticed?
No. Do you think he would have cared?
No.
He just wants to see her. So he's obviously really upset. He kind of feels like he's been rejected. But it's all okay, because as planned, she's had time to prepare now.
Yep.
And she gets herself all dressed up and she goes to see him. And all is well. They love each other. He loves her. She loves him. She reveals that she did lie to him about her age. She originally said that she was 24, but she's actually 29. But he doesn't care, and just like that, they get married.
Just like that.
I know. It's just kind of like, oh, straight away, let's get married.
Well, now I know her real age, I can marry her.
So how do we feel about that? I mean, we kind of thought, oh, she's just a bit of a fling or something like that, but...
I think it happened too quickly.
Yeah.
I think, why did they have to get married? So it's like Rupert. They got married quickly.
They did.
At
least they dated for a little bit. I mean, Billy and Janey haven't actually even dated.
No, she just came round to do the interview, and then
they had sex in the woods,
she booted him out of the house, and So yeah, I think it's a little bit too quick.
Yeah.
And I don't know why, because, you know, Billy doesn't give the impression of being that kind of... I mean, with Lavinia, it went on for ages. So it's not like...
But that was never... Well, I guess it was kind of a relationship, but they never got to be sort of out in the open.
Although I suppose he's a bit older now, and he's sort of seeing Helen and Rupert together and thinks, I want a bit of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. So, you know, talking about Billy getting married so quickly... I'm just interested, what's your generation's view on marriage? I mean, it always used to be the expected thing when I was younger, especially if you wanted to live together. You kind of had to get married. But now things are a lot more relaxed.
Yeah.
So is it still important to want to get married?
Well, I don't really know what everyone thinks, but I think it's definitely more okay now than it was for people to do whatever they wanted. You know, like if you're single in your 30s, that's not a bad thing.
No.
You know, and if you want to be with someone for the rest of your life but don't want to get married, that's fine too. If you want to marry the person that you've known for like a few months, go for it. I think it's more kind of do what you want, in my view anyway. You've
kind of got the freedom to be able to do that, haven't you? Because it would have been really frowned upon to go, when I was younger, to move out of your parents' house and just go and live with somebody.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that nobody did it. I'm just saying that it was kind of frowned upon. So if you wanted to go and do that and not upset too many people, you'd get married. Whereas now you can just do that.
You see,
so I just wonder why people get married. Because you know, before we got married, well, you get married because you love somebody, obviously, but also because you want to kind of get a house together and have your life together. And mainly it was a good thing to be married to do that. Now there isn't that kind of social acceptance thing.
Yeah, and I do think that couples should live together before they get married. I think it's more bizarre to me for somebody to get married, before they've ever lived together than for people to get married when they've only been together for like 6 months.
Yeah.
I think it's more weird if they've never lived together at all, no matter kind of how long they've been together.
No, I agree. And
then all of a sudden, you get married and then like you're tied in, and then you live together and you find out all these new things about each other. What happens then?
No, you're right. Definitely, you need that. I wonder if the divorce rates have changed since.
It's like a third, isn't it, or half? It's crazy high. Divorce rates, yeah.
I just wonder how it compared to years ago when you kind of you moved out of home and you got married,
but then I guess it coincides with.
Or maybe divorce was
becoming more acceptable as well, because I guess it wasn't so acceptable.
No, I don't think it was
People tried to kind of make it work. But, there's so many people seem happy with that.
But it's good that people still want to get married. I was just thinking, why would you get married?
Well, why did you get married?
When you can just live together.
Yeah. Because you love each other, because you want to kind of... For me... And I know that me and Cam have had this conversation quite a few times and we still haven't come to an agreement, but having the same last name as someone is quite important to me. It's because obviously you're family anyway, but it's just kind of cementing it, because all of Cam's family friends, it's the somethings, the Wilsons, the Tomos, it's
you're known by that name.
Yeah. And I guess we've never done that. It's always you just use their first names.
Yeah.
But hearing that, I'm just kind of it is quite important. And if you and Dad didn't have the same surname, that would be quite weird to me, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it's all right standing up for your rights and saying, no, I'm not going to change my name. We'll keep different surnames. But it's when kids come along, isn't it? That's when it gets tricky.
There is also the kind of legal things with house ownership and kids and stuff like that.
The name shouldn't matter for that.
If you're not married.
Oh, right. Yeah.
But because it's love. People get married because they love each other.
That's good.
And people don't get married because they love each other.
Yeah.
There's all sorts in the world and it's all okay.
Yeah, there's more freedom to choose now, isn't there?
Yeah.
And it's good that people still choose marriage. That's good.
Yeah. I knew 2 people at uni and they were married.
At uni?
They got married in their 2nd year.
And were they mature students or?
No.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And they were really, really happy together, really sweet. And people thought that it was crazy. And I was like, why wouldn't they?
Oh.
They know they're going to be together forever. They know they love each other. They want to get married. Let them get married. So.
Are they still together?
Yes.
Just asking.
So is this the start of Billy's happy ending? We'll find out in the next episode. Before we go, we'll play a quick game of Rupert or not Rupert.
Okay.
Are you ready? Do you like this one?
Go on. I'll let you know when I've heard it.
So, same format as usual. 2 quotes, same situation. One is real and one is fake. So tell me which one is real and which one is fake.
Okay.
Rupert is talking about Janey's article that she wrote about Billy, in which she mentions Rupert and Helen's marriage. Okay, so that's what this is about. It's Rupert responding to the comments Janey made about his marriage in her article.
Okay.
So he says, "And what's this about my somewhat volatile marriage? What does volatile mean? That I'm always out on the tiles?" Okay. "And what's this about my somewhat erratic relationship? Why erratic? I've never even been in my attic." So which one do you think is real and which one do you think is fake?
Well, I like both. They both obviously made me laugh. But
one more than the other.
I'm just thinking, not that Rupert's dim.
Well.
But the fact that he didn't know what volatile meant.
Yeah.
I think that...
But would he know what erratic means? They're both big words, no?
Yeah, I think he's more likely to know what erratic means than volatile. I would go for the volatile one.
And you would be... You think that's the real one?
Yeah.
You would be correct.
Oh! And it was only based on Rupert being stupid.
I thought erratic was a big word. I thought that was a hard word.
But I like your...
Thank you.
Never even been in the attic. Yeah, that's good.
Thank you very much. And that's it for today. Thank you so much for listening. If you enjoyed this episode, please tell your friends. And if you're feeling particularly generous, give us a rating or leave us a review. It really does help. If you didn't enjoy, please keep it to yourself. You can follow us on Instagram and TikTok at The Ravishing Podcast for updates, extra bits, anything really, and make sure you turn on notifications so you never miss an episode.
And if you have strong opinions, and we know you do, we'd absolutely love to hear them. Favourite characters, who you imagine when reading about them. Did you see Scary Spice as Janey?
I don't think anybody else did.
Best bits or worst bits in the book, anything you want to share. You can message us on socials or email us at theravishingpodcast@gmail.com with all your Rutshire deliciousness. So that's all from us, and see you next time.
Goodbye.